Linkin Park's Mike Shinoda continues to promote his album, which was released over the summer, Post Traumatic, which he wrote in the aftermath of losing his best friend and longtime bandmate, Linkin Park frontman Chester Bennington. He recently appeared at the Pop Art Photo Show in Santa Monica, California, and he spoke to members of the press at that event. He spoke to the Blaring Out with Eric Blair show, where he was surprisingly asked whether or not he believed sinister hands were involved in the passing of Chester Bennington. Seemingly what the interviewer was trying to ask is if he believed in different conspiracy theories that were floating around about Chester's passing. The exchange got a bit awkward and tense, understandably, on Mike Shinoda's side of things. He responded to him quickly saying,
So you don't believe that sinister hands were involved in his death?
No.
Not
Well, there were no. I mean, there was a police report done and everything, so no.
The interviewer then went on to ask whether or not there were signs of depression in Chester Bennington's life before he passed away. Linkin Park fans will know that this was something that Chester dealt with for a very long time, that was well documented, and he spoke about himself openly in interviews and, of course, in his songs. Mike Shinoda, though, nonetheless responded saying, well, he battled that stuff very publicly since the beginning of our relationship, since we knew him. I mean, it was just something he dealt with for his whole life. I've always told people that it's part of the way he coped with those things and the way we together brought those subjects into the songs. That's really the thing people fell in love with. Many of the songs, whether he wrote about it himself or I write about him, and eventually he would sing those lyrics, it really was rooted in all of the really deep substance that was kind of who he's been for as long as I've known him. He continued saying, depression was always there. It was something he coped with back and forth. Some days are good, some days are not so good. With things like that, what I always tell people is mental health is like your physical health. If you're having a day where you wake up and go, my body hurts, my back hurts, then what you'll do is you'll take it easy that day. If it's worse, you might talk to a doctor. If it's worse, you might take medication. And what we need to do is start thinking of mental health that way, to check with yourself and say, oh, I woke up this morning, my body feels fine, but I feel wrong. My mental health is not very good today. So I need to take it easy today? Do I need to call my doctor today? Do I need to take medication today? Those are all things that over time, I think we'll get in the habit of doing. Later on in the interview, he also responded to rumors about whether or not Linkin Park was currently working to move on with a new frontman in place of Chester Bennington. He said, no, we don't have any plans at this point. Obviously, if there's any news for the band, we'll announce it on our socials, of course. Unfortunately, despite Mike Shinoda's firm answer, there are still a lot of people out there that do have their own theories about what led to Chester's passing. Despite the fact that he spoke very publicly about past attempts, he spoke very publicly about dealing with depression every day, even during the process of their latest album. It was just something that was very well known and very well noted. Let us know in the comments if you have any thoughts about whether or not Linkin Park will continue in the wake of Chester's unfortunate and tragic passing. That's all we know for now. Stick with Rockfeed for updates on Linkin Park. You can hit the subscribe button with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking hard rock and heavy metal news. Thanks so much for tuning into Rockfeed, and we'll see you all very soon.